Okay. Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? We're delighted to give you a wonderful class on 12 signs of aging poorly. And, we all want to live to be as old as we can and as healthy as we can throughout those lifespans. So we are going to go through and talk about a bunch of different things. So, for example, I like to think about every day we have these little terrible habits that we keep doing that kind of just keep stacking up. And eventually, as we turn 30, 40 years old, it starts to really notice. Like I've noticed people who are really overweight and they're only 25 years old. I've noticed people who can't sleep at night, or, we're having varicose veins, or just all these different things that we deal with as body issues. And it's happening younger and younger. But now we just need to look at why is it happening and what habits we can form to make that work better for us. So our immune system is going to naturally weaken as we age. And like I was pointing out, I think Doris here, you probably could run circles around some of those 30-year-olds I was talking about. So I think that when you age properly and with the right nutrition and attitude, it makes a huge difference. And I also believe with the mindset of having natural health solutions versus the big pharma. And you've always been very naturally minded, right, Doris? And Mom, I think you have it too. Yeah.
Yep.
So we have the body systems. The body systems that we like to talk about. This was a screenshot off the doTERRA website at one point in time where we go through and think about all the different areas you don't normally think about. Like, when was the last time you thought about your nervous system? Or, your
5 minutes ago. No. No, I'm kidding.
And I think that it's kind of fun when I go down and visit you guys. There's a completely different conversation at the dinner table than there is with the 30-year-olds, right? Like, who's got this and who's dealing with that and who's been to the hospital. And we don't want to have those things happen, right? And so we're going to go through one by one here. And the first one we're going to talk about is joint pain. And as we age, we like to wear that cartilage out and the tires just need to be changed, right? So we have issues with inflammation, and inflammation really is the cause of many diseases. And I would like to also talk about that even arthritis, if you know this, like you're not going to believe me, but arthritis actually starts from the gut. And so being able to heal your gut and keep your gut in good condition, then your arthritis will be kept at bay a lot better. So Deep Blue Rub is the #1 beautiful blend of oil made into a deep blue rub, as well as a deep blue stick and deep blue polyphenol. So there's a whole package of things that you can take to really get that inflammation down and get on top of it. We also like turmeric and copaiba. And when you take those two oils together, they act as an opioid. And so that is, if you're in a lot of pain, that's a really good way to be able to help address those issues. Now, if it's bone on bone, of course, you can't regrow the cartilage from the essential oils. But if you have a lot of inflammation, the essential oils are working to support your body in anti-inflammatory results. So frankincense is also the king of oils. It's a beautiful one. I love to take that one internally. Who else takes the frankincense oil?
I diffuse it a lot at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love the smell of it. Really. I sleep good. I, change it between that and, the wild orange. And then if I've been out among people, I do the On Guard.
And not the peppermint.
Not the peppermint at night.
Did somebody diffuse peppermint to go to sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's probably nice. Did that keep you up all night?
I was scolding the next day. Can I ask you a question, Becky?
Yes, you may.
Can you put a stop for a second? Could you define inflammation?
Inflammation, the way I like to describe it, and maybe Amber, if you have a definition, and Mom, please jump in. Inflammation, like, is when your So like if you cut your hand and then it gets all red and swollen,
Mhm.
that is a simple description of inflammation. So when you have something going on inside your body, so for example, if I'm eating food that my stomach doesn't like and it creates inflammation, the villi inside my gut lining actually has these little fingers. Villi is fingers in your gut, and the inflammation makes them swell up and stick together so they don't wiggle to digest the food. That is an inflammation. So they're stuck, right? And so
Mhm.
looking at your cells, on your cells, you have receptors. And the receptors are like your villi in your gut, where they communicate and fire off neurons to each other. And when they're inflamed, they misfire and are sore and hurt, right? And so
Mhm.
so when you look at all different aspects of your body, inflammation is when it's swelling. And probably in a nurse's aspect, if a nurse was going to say what inflammation is, it's probably a body response where it brings up the temperature to fight off disease. Probably would be a
I always think of it as a fluid in your system. Is it not that?
I'm sure that that would be one type of inflammation that you could have. Sure.
Because I just visited a friend yesterday who just found out she has inflammation in the lining of her stomach and there was cancer in there.
Mm. So
So,
another way I like to describe what you just said is, so I feel like when we're eating processed foods, like I know you've attended my class on the gut health, but when we talk about processed foods, dyes, chemicals, pesticides, GMO foods, all these things we're eating, our stomach is just going, "What? I don't know how to deal with you. Okay, I'll try." And then it works all this energy on trying to digest this food. And then we add more on top of it, and it's just like an insult to the body. So for me, with my intolerances to those different foods, which I think we all are intolerant to pesticides, to dyes and um, uh,
chemical. Yeah.
yeah, all those things. Um, that our stomach gets inflamed, right? And then pretty soon it's overinflamed and your body's trying to respond, and then the cancer comes. So I have a girlfriend who had autoimmune Crohn's disease.
Mhm.
And so basically what I feel like it happens is you have an intolerance to food, then it comes into an allergy, and then the allergy turns into Crohn's disease or IBS or celiac disease, any of those different things that they call the same kind of thing that's going on in your body, but a little bit different side note on it. And then autoimmune Crohn's disease or autoimmune is when the cells are really misbehaving and not doing what they're supposed to do. They don't know how to die off, and that is the definition of cancer.
Okay.
This
Oh,
I think that happens. So I look at our family. So I had bad stomach all the time. I was diagnosed with ulcers in the third grade. Well, did you know that ulcers are only a bad bacteria in your gut? It's not spicy foods like we think. And so if we go through and look at the gut imbalance that's happening and can work on that, your ulcers go away. And so the essential oils help you kill the bad bacteria and get on top of it and are able then to get the balance, introducing the good bacteria through like fermented foods and of course the probiotics that doTERRA has. But that's a really interesting way to think about how our body is responding. And when I think about the ulcers in third grade, walking around high school with a Maalox bottle in my hand, um, and then getting diagnosed as food allergies. So they probably were intolerances for a long time, turned into food allergies. Um, my uncle, mom's brother, had a what do you call it? He has a colostomy bag. So he had all of his intestines taken out because he had Crohn's disease. His stomach was not able to digest the food anymore, right? He was in the hospital on his deathbed, and they were
yeah.
able to take that out. Grandma, mom's mom, died of colon cancer.
Mhm.
So I can look in my family history and just know what the cycle is. Like this is and so what can we do to stay on top of that? We do our best, right? We all probably have a little bit of cancer in us, they say. And so we always want to keep our immune system ready and fighting to be able, so if my stomach is trying so hard to digest the food, and over here, breast cancer, something's like, well, you're so busy digesting the food, I'm going to go crazy over here and make your life miserable. And so your immune system just only can do so much. And
Yeah,
when it's trying being beat up and insulted over and over again, it just gets tired. You know,
yeah, interesting, yeah.
any thoughts you guys want to add to that? No?
So digestion, would you include that in the inflammation thing?
100%. Like
Yeah.
when I talk to people and they say, I've got arthritis, I want to buy some essential oils for arthritis. Okay, well, here you go. Here's digestion. And they're, no, 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 I'm talking about my fingers there. Yeah, yeah, I am too. And a lot of people are so used to the doctor just giving you a symptom pill or something to work on that symptom. But then you got to keep in mind you get all the side effects. And if you stop taking it, if you stop taking that pill, then it comes back, like
Yeah.
heartburn, for example, right? And or they talk about emotions, like if you're on, all these things, we got to think about what the root cause is. So definitely, if you have arthritis, I would definitely start with working with digestion, getting the probiotics in there, maybe doing a detox, kind of have to get your stomach in balance, kind of cleanse it up.
Okay, so back to the digestion.
Mhm.
In the capsule form, taken every day?
Yeah,
Okay. I had a question about that from Joyce and I wondered. Yeah. Okay.
definitely. And I would also ask, like, a lot of people don't pay attention to their stomach so much because, we just keep moving forward and keep feeding ourselves, right? We think it's kind of common to be bloaty and gassy and stuff. And so you want to ask, do you have bowel movements twice a day? If you're not, then things aren't going so well. And so, usually then we add like a fiber, we add this, and then your gas, then you add this, and you don't realize that all these little things that we're taking are just little insults that we're putting on our body, as we age. And really, if we could just work on the gut health to begin with, and not just keep adding these symptom support things instead of working on the root cause. So I would ask her if she's whoever the person is that is dealing with it, that do they take a probiotic? Do they take enzymes? I mean, are they having bowel movements? All these things like that. And if they're not, then seriously, when they do talk about women's digestive systems do, I think, operate a little bit slower than men's. And we just need to keep working on getting things through our body and helping it get the nutrients to the rest of our body, right? Like when our stomach is not doing well, we don't sleep well. When our stomach is not doing well, we have brain fog. We don't have the energy. It's because the nutrients aren't being fed to the other organs in our body, and the toxins are just building up. And so you have a kind of like a trifecta effect happening. So
Becky, can I ask you I'm reading more and more lately about every little ache and pain has to do with your brain and then even the stomach. What do you think? I mean, is there any connection?
I didn't hear the first word. You said brain?
Yeah,
Yeah.
between the gut and the brain.
There is a huge gut and brain connection. There's a lot of studies on that. And actually, they say you have more neural pathways in your gut than you do your brain telling the rest of your body.
Wow.
And so when they say go with your gut feeling, there's a lot to be said about that, because your gut actually is almost the center, the center machine. It's like the gas tank. It's the engine of I think when you think of the engine of the car is the stomach, and the computer board probably is the brain, right? And so there's all these working parts that are going on inside your stomach. I mean, I forget how many feet of intestines you have. Is it 7 feet or 8 feet? I can't remember. It was just like it was a huge amount. I'm probably way off. It's probably 20 feet. I don't remember. But I was going to do somebody told me, and I have it written down somewhere. And that's really very interesting when you think about the pathway that your body is, you know.
Mhm.
So not eating well, you can't sleep well, right? So another reason why you can't sleep well is probably because you can't turn your brain off. So when you talk about your brain and your gut connection, so what are some of the things that we like to talk about turning the brain off and relaxing and calming yourself? Like if you overate, like how many of you get heartburn when you lay down? You know, that's where the digestion would come in for that as well. But sleep apnea, I mean, mom can tell you a lot about sleep apnea. It's a disorder that a lot of people don't even realize they have. So mom had a roommate when she went off to a convention for the post office, and this lady she shared the room with at the convention snored like all get out, right, mom?
Yep.
And mom told her when she woke up, she goes, "You have sleep apnea. You need to go get that looked at because your body stops breathing in the middle of the night. It disrupts your heart. All these things go on, and it's a serious thing." So I'm more concerned about how many people actually have the CPAP machine on. Like how many people go to sleep with a CPAP machine? And what is that? That's only working on the symptom as well. Why do we have so many people with that machine? It's just incredible. Like wild orange is a happy oil. So when we're happy, we're very calm. And so this is a good one to diffuse throughout the day, even just to kind of keep your mind calm and not anxious. I love adaptive. Like I take the adaptive pills every day, and I have them sitting right here so I won't forget. um, and sometimes people have a hard time sleeping because they're not breathing well. Maybe they've got like an allergy or something, or um, my favorite sleeping oil is vetiver. Do, do you guys all have a favorite sleeping oil?
Oh, I sure do. It's a bit of her too on the bottom of my feet.
Yeah, yeah. So here are signs of aging poorly is number 3 is chronic inflammation. So chronic inflammation also increases with age, which is why systematic inflammation, autoimmune conditions such as leaky gut. So when we were talking about the stomach again, this is another rendition of this, but leaky gut syndrome is an autoimmune condition characterized as permeability, meaning it's going to put holes in your stomach from where the villi is. They basically rot out, which is kind of what Uncle Ronnie had, where your stomach lining just basically rots. Like if you put a steak on the counter and leave it there for 2 months, it's not going to be a pretty sight, right? I have a girlfriend who I went to high school with who I was giving her a class, and she said, "Becky, I don't go to the bathroom for 2 weeks. I almost
Mhm.
fell off my chair. I almost slapped her." I mean, that's horrible to allow your body to be insulted like that, right? So when we're going through and talking again about all these different things, it's just a lot of people who age, they tend to eat more plain foods and lighter meals for this very reason.
I'm probably eating better now than I've ever eaten
Oh yeah.
because I'm more aware. I've learned more from you, and generally speaking, about taking care of number one, my body, and coming up with 5 kids and my past life and stuff like that. Nutrition just wasn't there. Never thought of, never done, nothing. And uh, and now I'm really enjoying eating properly,
Well,
which means like yeah, oh, I don't know what to compare it to, but and yeah. Anyway, just being aware of it makes all the difference in the world.
well, and I think it's really important to also recognize the culture. Like as when you guys were growing up, everything was so different. People smoked everywhere and,
Mhm.
things were a lot different. And it was accepted because, we were talking about what you know and what you don't know. And like
Mhm.
the older we get, we realize the more we don't know.
Mhm.
And that's the case, I think, as well. And I when I learned that ulcers were bad bacteria in your gut. I used to think it was just like there was a hole eaten in my stomach, you know? And it's just crazy. So the things we learn. And so creating an environment around you where people are also having the same conversations and sharing with it and supporting each other. So when you go to somebody's house for dinner, for example, and they're serving you all these things that you really have not eaten in a long time because you've been taking care of yourself, then it becomes like, what do you do? Right? It's like this whole thing. So sharing what you're doing with people. So you're starting to bring that awareness around and helping them feel more better than they ever had, you know? I love the digestive enzymes. Those that doTERRA has, I should have put them on here. I don't know why I didn't, but having a good probiotic. Now they talk about, you know, those commercials of eating yogurt. You know, women should be eating that yogurt. What I don't remember what the name of it is. Um, it has tons of sugar in it. You guys, that sugar feeds the bad bacteria. So you're just you're just defeating the purpose. And and again, you've got the milk product too, and the milk product sometimes has all those hormones and all those other things in it too. So you want to be mindful of where you're getting the good bacteria and what it is. And I actually was talking to somebody about doTERRA's probiotics. He had the same story as I did, where he was trying all these different probiotics, different kinds, went to a naturopath, tried them, went to the store, would get them there. And he said none of them were working until he tried the doTERRA probiotics. I'm like, oh my gosh, you sound just like me. That's my story. Because, and it's like, and it's weird too, because you would look at the bottle and it only says 6,000 IUEs or whatever the thing is. And you can buy like at Costco, 50,000 IUs, you know, and you think that will be really healthy for you, but it's not the right type of probiotics because there's so many different strains for your body to process. So I also have been really enjoying ginger in my coffee lately.
In your coffee?
Yeah, isn't that bizarre? I know it's
Yes.
really bizarre. So
I can't imagine. Wow. But I'm also really, really high on ginger lately. Because I love it, and but I only get it with Chinese food. You know, when they have the ginger or slices on the side,
uh-huh.
and yeah. So, and I'm reading more and more about how important ginger is.
100%. So let me tell you another story. So in Tanzania, they didn't get COVID.
Hmm.
Like I've been talking to this guy that we visited when we went to Tanzania. He's been chatting with me lately. And we talked about it, and he thinks it's because it's the ginger tea that they're known for, because they grow ginger very well there. It's very high. It's when you go there, you go to the restaurant, you know how they automatically serve us coffee? They automatically serve you ginger tea.
Hmm.
Like in a Chinese restaurant, it automatically serves you green tea or whatever, right? These guys serve, and it's thicker. It's kind of like, I don't know how they make it. It's almost like a little bit of a soup, but not so thick like a soup, but thicker than tea, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah, they think it's because of the ginger.
I'll be darned.
So brain fog, wow, this one here, if you think about it, if your stomach is inflamed, your brain is not getting the nutrients, and so it's just starving. And when you're start trying for words and stuff, you know, it's just really incredible. I love having my Intune right here next to me. That's not it. What happened to my Intune? Here it is.
Larry's got it.
Larry's employment, he threw it away. No, my go-to saying. But Intune is my absolute favorite. I just love the smell of it. I love everything about it. And it's funny because mom loves past tense, and I don't know necessarily care for that smell so much.
Well,
And
I like forgive. It's my
What's
favorite.
it called?
Forgive.
Oh no, I think she's asking about this.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
the bottle right here.
What's it called?
Intune.
Intune.
Spell it.
INTUNE. Right here.
Okay. Got
It,
it. Thank you.
it's the big roller bottle right here.
Hmm.
Can you see the screen?
It's up on top. Yeah, I see it now.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, do you like to use any of these oils, Amber?
Amber might be gone.
No, she's there. She's just smiling. She's being shy.
No, I had it where I could just see you speaking. I couldn't even find myself. Um, Truthfully, I love In Tune. I love the effect. I do not love the smell
Yeah.
because I don't like patchouli.
Yeah.
I don't care how you mix it up. I still don't like patchouli.
Yeah.
So, but to get out of that brain fog, my daughter Susan and I are always joking, you know, where'd I put the In Tune? Because they're all over the house, right? Because you can't ever find one.
It almost
Uh,
needs to be on that necklace diffuser, right? See? Like, where is
Close.
it? Mm,
Love it.
yeah. So basically, it just is basically calming the brain down so you can actually think. I think it's pretty cool. So weight gain. So you guys, I did this PowerPoint a year ago. It must have been before we got the MetaPower. So Slim and Sassy has been replaced by MetaPower. And so that is just I've got that on the next slide here. But these are amazing oils to help with the cleansing of the body, detoxifying the body, helping the body burn more energy. And so, again, that's why I've been trying to drink the ginger in my coffee, and cinnamon bark is also good in coffee too. But you always want to stay hydrated as well. I made these water bottles for our India team, and I just absolutely love them. I need to get another shipment made and have them come here so we can or everybody enjoy them. It's kind of fun, huh? The hydration, half of your weight in ounces every day. So if you're 125 pounds or 120, you need 60 ounces. And so that would be the way to measure that. But the more, I know the more weight I gain, the more grumpy I get. Like, it's just uncomfortable. I can't imagine. I know I'm not super, super heavy, but I'm more heavy than I've ever been. And I look at some people who are really, really heavy, and when it's even just hard to, like, I can feel my ankles getting thicker. I just don't like that. It's just so frustrating. So can't imagine how uncomfortable they are. Again, that's just forming habits. Um, Additional, I can't read that because my stuff's in the way. Essential oils for weight loss. So again, we're talking about grapefruit, peppermint oil, cinnamon bark, ginger. And the reason why these are good for weight loss is because of the chemical compounds that are found in there. And like peppermint oil is supposed to suppress cravings and food cravings. I know fennel oil is a really good oil to suppress food cravings. Ginger oil is good for anti-inflammatory properties, and it boosts your metabolism. Now, who wouldn't want more of that? That's for sure. And of course, we love our new MetaPower. And Amber, how are you doing with your MetaPower? You said you were having some good success with that.
We are. I'm down 14 and Fred's down 15.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Wow, congratulations. That's wonderful.
Pounds?
is that
Wow.
a month and a half ago we started it?
Wow.
And I was actually going to ask you if you would tell me the proper way to take it. Tell us the proper way to take it. Use it.
Okay. So there's a couple recommendations, right? So the best thing to keep in mind is that the MetaPower, I would take it by itself. Okay, so the easiest thing to do is just get up in the morning, do a little shake of it, and down the hatch. Just take it by itself and let it get through your system. I like it that way because it has more energy. It makes you feel better. It's just like having a nice glass of orange juice, kind of, and it's just nice. Then maybe about an hour later, then you can go through and then start taking, like I do, our smoothies in the morning, but we like to take our supplements in the morning. And so I will take my smoothie with the supplements, and then in that time, I will add the MetaPower, the gel capsules.
The capsule.
You can use, so Amber, there's 4 delivery systems for the essential oil. So you've got the essential oil. The other delivery system is the beadlets, the soft gels, and the gum.
Okay.
So you can use these throughout the day. All 4 of them, or just one, but it's just all the essential oil. So for example, I couldn't find my essential oil bottle, for the longest time, for like a week and a half. And so I had the beetlets here, and I've been just chomping on them and then drinking my water. And it's I think it's working great. I love the flavor of the water in my water though too. So and then the gum, I find myself chomping on that gum. You know, I think it's really nice. So if I'm going out and about or doing something and I want to keep my breath fresh or whatever, I usually have some gum with me until I get to the place. The Assist is a small bottle, and that's the powder one. The Assist, you want to take it by itself as well before a meal.
But only once.
Yeah.
That's before your biggest meal is how I read it.
Yeah, before your biggest meal. Now you can take one in front of every meal. But
Okay.
what it's more designed for is the heavier carb load type meal.
Okay. Which
So
we're not really doing carbs. So
then
the
you're still benefiting because it's breaking down those sugars. So if you're doing carrots or other beets that tend to have
Right.
high content of sugars in it, it's going to help with changing those chains, like fruit and things like that, from a short chain carbohydrate to a long chain carbohydrate. That's what this does, is it changes that so that your body will take longer to metabolize it and so leveling out your sugar levels, right? So if you had, let's say, toast in the morning with jam on it and coffee, you're going to go really, you're going to go up, and then about 2 hours later you crash.
right.
And you're going,
Right.
I need more. What else can I eat? And then you eat some pancakes or whatever, and then at noon you crash. And so you're overeating because your body's doing this. So
Right.
the Assist is helping level that out.
Okay. And then
So
I use
you don't want to take that with your probiotics and enzymes.
right. Okay,
Okay.
remember that.
Okay.
I basically consider the powder in my water once a day is like a treat. And that's just when I'm thinking, gosh, I've got another couple hours till dinner, whatever. I feel like it helps keeps me satiated, but also it's a treat.
I think that's a great idea. Wonderful. And if you're taking it in the afternoon, keep doing it. And
Okay.
just kind of keep a half hour to an hour separate from it, just so that your body can fully take on all the nutrients and stuff, right?
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah, because the MetaPower Advantage, which is this here, Doris, I don't know if you've been taking it, but this MetaPower Advantage has got a lot of other really good stuff for helping your muscles repair faster and helping from, workouts, and maybe if you go for an 18, 19 hole, what is it, 18 holes golf game? I don't know why I keep wanting to say 19 holes. But and
That's a
you're
restaurant.
and that's just probably the way I cheat, right? When I play golf.
Well, no, yeah, but this has got what has it got in it again? That's got 8 different, the powder. It's got 8 different
It's got 9 different collagens from fish.
collagens.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when we've compared this MetaPower to other collagen products on the market, such as the Costco one, the Dr. Axe's, they only have 2 collagens in it. And, a lot of people say, I've been taking collagen, but it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't, So try this one and you'll notice the difference. I mean, I do. Don't you, Amber? I mean, I notice the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to be without it. So that tells me I love it.
Did you take advantage of the BOGO?
It was gone before I got there.
Did you know that they reactivated it again for a full another day?
What?
I know, I didn't know that. And I
Oh,
actually went
no.
on Facebook and I let them know I wasn't happy about that. Because normally they go through and post it in our leaders group and it wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that was
Well,
an amazing.
can I interrupt a minute? Speaking of which, I went to order to put on my next month's order the protein powder, and they're out.
Ah, which one? The vanilla or chocolate or
The
vegan?
regular vanilla.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So there's actually a team app that we have that actually will keep us updated. And there's a link that you can go to on the doTERRA website to see when they think they're going to get that back in stock. And interesting, it's probably just a few ingredients or something that they don't have, or it could be even the packaging or something stupid like that that puts them back on inventory. They've gotten so much better, I think, about keeping the inventory good. Amber, when they ship, do they ship from Hawaii now because they have that center there?
Yeah,
Okay,
I can't even, it's so amazing. I order on Monday and we have it on Tuesday.
oh,
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good. Mhm.
I,
that's
what, I mean, I just, what a dream. I mean, I definitely want to go visit it when we go to Oahu.
yeah. Huh, I wonder why they chose that island and not the big island. Huh.
Probably because there's the most people there.
Oh, oh, sure, that makes sense.
Population.
Yeah, numbers count.
Yep.
Okay, so varicose veins, we're kind of moving along slowly here, you guys. I'm sorry. Varicose veins, bulging veins that are lumpy and dark in color on your leg, and they tend to affect people who reach the age of 50 or more. And the essential oils for that is balancing hormones. Go figure. Why would that matter, right? So again, that's a different root cause that you would never ever guess. That varicose veins, you need to balance the hormones. So what oils do we like to use for hormone balancing? Cypress oil. Also, you can use clary calm. You can use Roman chamomile. So what I like to do, and I just got an idea, as I'm going to make a lotion to sell at my market that has these ingredients in it. And that would really smell amazing because even Roman chamomile has a nice smell to it, right? Um, so anyway, so it's also actually saying that you can add some peppermint and things like that too to help drive that in more as well. Oops. Okay, number 7, skin appearance changes. Doggone it, those silly wrinkles. You guys, I am absolutely, I never liked this anti-aging eye cream container. It
Oh
just
my
drove
God.
me nuts with the roller thing on it, don't you think?
I love it.
It is the most, I started using, attended a class with this gal, and she was teaching about the eye cream. And she went on and on and about all these amazing things about this ice cream. I'm like, well, I have one. Maybe I should really use it. I do.
That coolness, the coolness that the rollerball gives you is, oh, I love it.
Well, and it's supposed to help with the dark circles under the eyes and all that. So I think it's really helped me with you don't see my dark circles anymore, right?
Yeah. Where do you get that?
Well, this is doTERRA.
Is that from doTERRA has that?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have been
yes.
using that since it came out at convention. I was so excited.
So this is all the facial line, and you can purchase individual items, or you can get, the whole kit if you want it. I don't think the kit is actually available right now because I think the hydrating cream, one of these items has been back ordered for a while. And then there's a more simpler line with the 4 products over here. But I think I tend to like this line better, don't you?
So what I do when the hydrating cream is out, because I love having it in the pot, I just buy the
The
one
Virage.
next to it, the tall guy next to it, and literally just cut it and dump it into there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's also an anti-aging moisturizer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just probably just a different delivery system, right? Isn't that funny? Yeah.
I love those products.
They smell so good too. They
They
really
feel
do.
good.
Yeah. Um, so these are um, you know, really light in they're chemical free, really light in the ingredients so you can really notice the difference, but they do work too because they have the essential oils in them. And the rose and moringa rose. I mean, I'm joking about this I love this. And I don't like the rose smell so much. I'm not in love with it, but this stuff is amazing. Now it's out of stock right now, but it's going to come back July 1st. So just in a few days, you guys. So this is just a nice little misty spray to spray on your face right here. And it just really nourishes the skin. And I think, Doris, if you got you ladies down there really should get this and try it. Like, Mom, do
What's
you?
it called?
It's called the Rose Hydrating Mist. And I didn't
Rose.
take the best picture. You can't really read it. Rose Hydrating Mist. And it's going to be on sale starting on July 1st.
Okay,
It
good. Yeah,
it
sounds
feels
good.
really good. I'm with Becky. I don't love the rose smell. But it feels so good. And then that moringa rose oil is so moisturizing.
You guys, so the moringa tree is from South Africa. Did I share this with you? Amber, were you on? I've got a moringa tree out.
Somebody had it and it was like,
It's grown like it's 6 feet tall now.
what?
It's like a vine. It's more like a vine. And I still haven't planted in the dirt, so I gotta get busy and get that done. But okay, so common carrier oils, you want to dilute, especially as we age, our skin gets a little thinner. And so maybe if you find somebody complaining about maybe the oil is too strong for their particular skin, then just take note that it could be because maybe their skin's just a little bit thinner. And so common carrier oils to dilute these, we love the fractionated coconut oil. My second most favorite is the avocado oil. But what makes it really convenient is you can buy the coconut oil from doTERRA and you know that it's pure. So when you don't know of a carrier oil, if it's pure or not, you could just put it in the refrigerator. This was a trick that Cindy taught me. Put it in the refrigerator and it will separate. And if it separates, it's not pure.
I'll read her.
Um, so other signs is dementia.
Well,
And
here's one for me.
and the reason they think that I think you told me this, Mom, that one of the reasons why they think dementia is so common now is because there used to be the craze, the time where we were trying to go fat free, and limiting the fat intake in our diet actually limited to the lubrication to our brain, if you will. And so you want to actually consider taking that fractionated coconut oil and doing a teaspoon in your coffee every day or in your smoothie or something. And it's really great for lubricating the brain.
The
So,
MCT oil,
huh?
MCT coconut oil.
Yeah, medium chain triglyceride. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when they talk about the bulletproof coffee, you know, I used to think that was actually coffee beans, but it's actually all it is fractionated coconut oil, medium chain triglycerides. And you can look at different kinds in the store and they have different acids percentages. And I don't remember what they were, but some of them only have 2 in it. Some of them have 4. Well, there's a medium chain, there's an oil that you can get from Costco that had really big black letters MCT on it, and
Yeah.
it had higher numbers of the acids in it than the bulletproof coffee did. So I don't know and haven't been able to find out what the doTERRA one is, but keep that in mind. You should be taking more fats in your diet. And
You said a teaspoon in your cup of coffee?
yeah,
Wow. Does it taste oily?
yeah.
Okay.
So Larry doesn't necessarily like it in his coffee. I do. I don't mind it. I will just do a teaspoon and just put in there and stir it up really good and then add some ginger oil to it and then I'm off and running.
I'm gonna try that tomorrow because I've quit putting any form of sugar, fake or real, or milk. So I've been doing just cinnamon oil. So I'd like to try the ginger and the the frack.
Yeah, you know, I'm just really proud of you. You've just
Oh,
like
thank you.
so inspiring to me because those habits, like cutting these things out, that's what we were talking about in the beginning is these little things that, oh, I'm going to add sugar to my coffee. And then, you know, pretty soon we're adding sugar to everything or whatever. And you don't realize that one little add-on here and there with the cream and all these things, it really does make impact to our body. That's
Well,
amazing.
and I'm learning about sugar being such an addiction of its own.
Oh,
And you start your day with it, your body wants more as the day goes on.
Very
So,
true.
yep.
and
Flour's the same. I mean, you know.
it's a slippery slope too. You have one, and it's kind of
Yep.
like potato chips. You can't just have one, it's just
Right. Right.
um, and I believe that's why there's such an alcoholic problem. Like the people who just love that sugar.
Yep.
And it's really interesting. So here's another slide on digestive issues. Again, fennel, lemongrass, black pepper is another good way to detoxify the body. You can also consider the cilantro is huge. I hate cilantro. Like, don't put it on my Mexican food, okay? And but when you do the oil and just put it in a gel capsule or a veggie cap and then swallow it, you don't have any of that. But it's interesting. No wonder my stomach probably, I just didn't like some of the foods that are supposed to be helping detox those metals out of your body. And cilantro is a huge oil for detoxing metals out of your body. So like Doris, when you're talking about your ears and stuff, with the crystals in your ears, and so
Uh-huh.
I kind of wonder, if there's a magnetic pull going on there. Like what's happening with that? Like you wonder, you kind of start to think about like if you had metals on your counter, what is it doing on the counter versus what are they doing in your body? Right. So cleansing the body from time to time with those metals is really good. So juniper berry is a good detoxifier.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, I'm reading now where, again, back to the brain, that they're saying now that, um, well, you know what I have, the minerals
Meniers.
with the inner ear is no longer anything to do with, it's not your ear, it's your brain.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now they're talking about that.
I read that too the other day.
Did you? Yeah. And because your brain actually, I mean, I was told when I first got it 20 some odd years ago that the reason you have the vertigo and stuff like that is because the bone the stones touch each other, and with too much fluid in there or too much air in there, and then the brain, they told me the brain actually goes to the ear or wherever, and it says you lift your right leg, lift your left leg, lift your arm. I mean, so you're unconscious, you're not aware of that, but that's what it's doing. Your brain is sending the messages through your ears and through the stones as to how to manipulate your body. And so when these stick together, then you can no longer, then you go into vertigo. But so now they're saying that it's really more in your brain. Everything that I'm reading now, anything's wrong with you, they go right to the brain.
Hmm.
So it's the feeding of the brain or whatever, I don't know.
Well,
But
I would kind of go back to the gut with that as well, like because your gut's feeding the brain.
yeah. See, now that's, I hadn't thought about the gut, and you brought that up tonight, that the gut, it has to do with the brain also.
Yeah, there's more neural pathways, and they talk about, which is really interesting, that the gut actually has sensories in it too. Like we talk about aromatherapy, and everything has emotions and energy attached to it, but they're talking that your gut even can smell.
Hmm.
Which when you think about that, I'm like, what? I still can't wrap my head around that one. But
Your gut can smell, did you say?
yeah, I
Hmm.
hope I'm getting that right. I'm trying to remember from convention what they were talking about, but it's all about epigenetics and stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that needs to be the next class. Who wants to learn about all that and teach us? Okay, hearing loss. So here we go.
Oh, yeah. Here we go, Doris.
Okay,
What's that?
hearing.
Hearing loss.
Oh, hearing. What?
I thought you were joking when you said that. So while many people still think that hearing loss of sensory input, age-related hearing loss is a problem with the neurons, the blood vessels, and overall biological function of the ear.
Mhm.
Does that kind of map to what you're reading about? It is very closely related to oxidative stress, which can cause cell death or apoptosis, and cochlear dysfunction from the mitochondrial level.
That's way heavy for me.
I think
Yeah,
we just throw in those big words so we think, okay, that sounds good. um, but geranium oil, lavender oil, tea tree oil can help with the sensorineural, can't say that, hearing loss. And helichrysum oil is both for, it helps with repair muscles and things like that. So it's interesting that they have
So
that.
what do you do? How do you do that, I wonder?
Well, I would do a roller bottle and maybe go over the back of the ear here, like in that area. And then actually if you take a look at your ear, there's an actual diagram that shows the touch points that could be in different things that you're dealing with. And I have a diagram. I'll grab it when we're done here and I'll show you of what different things are. So I would take that and massage all around your ear, that oil. Because, when you think about the reflexology points on your hands and on your feet, you have them in your ear as well. And so it's the whole body, like everything. So I would just massage everything there. Why not?
That's one of the things I can swear by in this almost 3 weeks of ear pain, earache, is I have the roller ball of the helichrysum, and I would just roll it on my mastoid bone up through here, and I think it brought down the inflammation. So it helped with my pain, because there's like pain happening out here that's different than pain in here.
So when I went to the dentist, they told me, like I grind my teeth and stuff, but they told me that I'm wearing like you talk about the knees. I'm wearing the part that your jaw's connected back here. That's your ear.
Is this TMJ?
No, it's
Okay.
just the, like knee on knee. TMJ is when it locks, right?
Yeah.
I
Are,
think.
are you wearing a night guard?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
I wear 2 night guards actually.
I hear you.
Hair loss. Okay. And hair loss, we lose a lot of hairs per day. Can you believe that we lose 150 hairs a day? You think we'd be bald by the end of the day, by the end of the year, but it must grow so fast underneath. Were you going to say something, Amber? So
I'm agreeing with you.
women have a loss of hair, and so I would go through and make what I call hair fertilizer oil, and going through and using, and I don't know why these got small hair, but rosemary is the key oil for hair growth or hair support, lavender and sage oil, also peppermint oil. So like doing clary sage and lavender, I would just make a nice little potion of that and then squirt it on my scalp before I go to sleep at night. And then wash it out in the morning when you take a shower. There's also some recipes that I have that are rosemary mint shampoo. But I think the doTERRA shampoo does an amazing job anyway. But like
yeah, I got to get some of that because I sure lost a lot of hair after the COVID.
yeah.
Yeah, 3/4 of my hair it started to come back, but it was funny. Last week I got a facial for the first time in years, and I thought I got to start getting myself back in shape and get these wrinkles smoothed out a little bit. I just wasn't using enough moisture, and oh God, what were we talking about? I lost track. Huh?
Shampoo,
Oh, the
shampoo.
shampoo. Well, yeah, no, she had said, okay, I'll come back to it. It was something else. Yeah.
We could
But
always
anyway,
use a turban like this guy.
yeah, no, oh, I know, now it came to me. It's got to go around my brain. It gets plugged every so often in certain areas. That's what I was told once. But anyway, the, oh, I asked, who did I ask? I guess this gal that gave me the facial. I said, do those gummies really do anything to grow hair? Because they say they help your nails and they help your hair grow. And so she said, absolutely. But she says, just bear, and I never thought of this. She said, bear in mind that when they say hair growing, that's not just in your head. That's all over your body. And I had the weirdest sensation on my tongue, and it felt like hair, but I kept trying to pull it and nothing was there. And when I quit taking those gummies, that went away. But anyway, she said, that taking those gummies, it isn't isolated right to your head. It's hair growing everywhere. So whatever that's worth. I don't know. It was kind of interesting to me.
That is,
I certainly didn't expect that. It was,
well, and I would think that the lifelong vitality supplements would also be very beneficial to get your body and the hormones kind of back in balance too. Because, you think about all the different reasons why we could be losing our hair. It could be, not keeping our head clean, the hygiene or whatever, to our hormones. And it could be hereditary, like men lose their hair for those reasons too. But
yeah.
depression, this is number 12. So as we age, depression tends to be pretty dominant for people are lonely. They're not able to get out and do as much as they used to. They maybe can't drive, or, the different things that start happening as we go through life. And so this is something that I'm starting to worry a lot about Aunt Jackie. And I'm finding that Melissa is just a really amazing oil for depression. And I made a roller bottle and I keep it right here. And this oil actually helps me get most stuff done during the day because I feel like getting up and doing something. And I wonder, when we were talking about those habits earlier on about, oh, it's okay if I don't do that, or it's okay if I don't do this, we start talking ourselves out of stuff, that might be a little bit of a form of a depression. I'm kind of thinking it is, because it's like you have that lethargic, I just don't want to, I don't want to bother with that or something. And when I use this oil,
Which one again?
Melissa,
Melissa, I got you.
when I use Melissa, I can win those arguments with that little evil little Becky.
Conversation.
Yeah, that little conversation.
I wonder what's in Motivate, because that's how I feel about Motivate.
Oh, that's a good question. Do I have it right here? I think I have it right here.
Elevation, those are both just so good. We can't get Elevation anymore.
No. Yeah. I did this. This was a class I pulled up really quick, and then I forgot to go through it all the way.
That's totally okay. It bums me out. I'm not sure what, I guess Motivate would be what you replace it with.
Yeah, well, I think they were replacing it with adaptive, but I've heard so many people say that they love the Elevation, they miss it. So maybe they'll come back with it. I don't know why. It seems like maybe there was an ingredient there that they couldn't get or something.
Right.
So then we're talking about lots of things. So what are your top health priorities? And we went through all of this. I know we've been on class for quite some time tonight, and so we don't need to spend too much time on all these things here. But when you think about, for people who are watching the recording, to go through and really sit down and think about what you want to feel less of. So if you have depression, or if you're dealing with thin skin, or want more hair growth, or all the different things that we talked about, really just think about what oils that could help with that. And if you want to feel more energy or things like that, then there's oils for that too. And we like to always talk about the doTERRA lifestyle chart, and we're helping you eat correctly, exercising more, helping with you getting a good night's sleep at night. And there's all these things that we like to go through to inform ourselves with self-care. And it's all about being proactive so that we may not have to run to the doctors as often. And I always like listening to mom tell the story about when she goes to the doctor, they ask her how many medications she's on, and I'm on none. Or, and they're like, no, that can't be. And I think that's really important. So to get started, if you haven't have your wholesale membership, to get started today, you want to join as a wholesale member, or you can choose a wellness advocate. And either one, you get both 25% below retail price. And you also can take advantage of the loyalty reward program. The difference between the two is becoming a wellness advocate. Because we're women and we love to talk a lot about the amazing product because it works so amazing. Why not earn a little bit of income doing that? Or you can really take this on and earn a lot. Here are some kits that you can take a look at. doTERRA has done a beautiful job putting a collection of oils together that are the most popular oils to be able to focus on different areas. So I love to talk about this Healthy Habits Kit, which is the supplements, the probiotics. It also has the deep blue, and it's got a nice little starter collection of 5 ml essential oils. And this is also a really popular one, the MetaPower system, and people love the Natural Solutions kit. And I would love to also sell an oil collections kit, and that would be a good one to get started if you're a chiropractor or if you're a masseuse or something like that. These oils are incredible to have as a toolbox. So this here slide is an on-guard slide for doing a challenge to be able to make 10 ml roller bottles and give these to friends and family. This must have been during the pandemic. That's why this is here. And, okay, so the loyalty reward program, again, is to earn more deeper discounts. doTERRA loves to reward people for being loyal. And every month you place an order, you will receive loyalty reward points in a little bank account. And the first 3 months, you receive 10% back. The next 4 months, you receive 15% back, all the way up to 13 months where you receive 30% back. Now, you don't want to skip a month. If you do, it goes back down the ladder, back down to 10%, and you start all over again. And the way you take advantage of these points is PV stands for product value points. So if you were order a lemon oil, let's say that's $12, and that would be approximately 12 PV. So to maintain your points, you'll want to order at least one product. To increase the percentages, you want to order at least 50 PV. To earn commissions, if you decide to do this as a business, you want to do 100 PV. And to participate in the Product of the Month Club, which means you get a free product of the month if you order by the 15th of the month and place an 125 PV order. And some months from time to time, doTERRA likes to talk about adding on more promotions, and they like to bump that up to 200 PV, and they'll give you lots more free oils. So let's see here. That's all that we have today on this. And I think I said I was going to show you guys that ear diagram. Are you interested in that?
The what?